kind of look at the areas that you're thinking about fishing down here? Start
Well,
off with maybe.
yeah, I guess the first place that I want to that I want to check out is up in the back of Running Creek.
Running Creek, right there. Yeah.
Go under the bridge. And
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to go further back than that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Way back there.
Way
okay.
back. Yeah, there's a.
Right back up in
there
here.
You go.
Okay, past the bridge.
Past the bridge, yeah. See the point there on the right.
Which point down there?
Right there where your cursor is.
Right in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There, the creek meanders
Oh yeah.
down through there like it shows, and about where the creek gets up close to the point, the water depth is, right now it's probably 6 feet. So from there on back as far as the island, you have a lot of grass.
Oh really?
One of the few places.
There is some hydrilla in there?
One of the few places on the lake where there is a substantial amount of grass. I have caught fish back in there several times, usually during the summer. It should be a good place during the winter too, with the grass and everything. The only trouble with it is it's not some place that you, it's not a place that you go figuring on spending 10 minutes. Cause
Right. It takes so long to get back up there, I would imagine.
Back there. So I go in periodically just to keep them honest, and I'll fish that area out in there and work my way back out just to see what happens.
You remember Kerry Stafford?
Oh yeah. No, Kerry
He used to like this little point right here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of course, I think his specialty was this east side. He really liked that area probably better than anybody.
He fished glade, that's very much so.
And he ended up, I talked to him the other day.
Yeah.
He's down in South Florida, in Louisiana, in that area down there.
Yeah.
So,
I talked to his dad. Yeah, and also Willard Jordan was one of Kerry's. I accused him of being Kerry's Social Security account. I fished with him so much. But Willard had gone down to Lake Pontchartrain, and they had gone red fishing here within the past month or so. And
yeah.
you know, anyway, that's. Yeah, I know Kerry Stafford real well.
Yeah, his dad's here in Longview. I guess he's still doing good, you know.
Still doing good.
I think Kerry comes up every year for some tournament and fish with his daddy.
He fishes usually 1 or 2 Bass Champs tournaments, and what else? I see him weigh in occasionally, but yeah.
I always liked Kerry. You know, he did really good. I mean, he made a good living, you know, out there as best as you probably could as a guide.
Kerry he had the PR function down perfectly.
Oh yeah.
It didn't make any difference whether he caught fish or not.
No.
He'd make you believe he did. Yeah. And that area back in Coffee Creek there, where you pointed out that little point, that's one of the guys in the club. If he catches fish, you know where he caught them, and it was in
really?
Coffee Creek. Yeah.
That's where he goes.
Yeah, that's his place.
You ever fish these little cuts back up in here?
Now, that right-hand side, I have, yes, but not in a long time. But that was another place that Kerry loved to fish, was those creek channel there, just outside of Coffee Creek.
That friend of mine, David Kelly, that was one place that he really liked, was that little area right there. And actually, Kerry would fish some of these little cuts back over in here, these little smaller cuts, as I remember it, you know.
Yeah.
And then at some points in time, David would fish this fence down here. This was one of his places he really liked as well, you know, back up in there. But
yeah, those fence rows, if they're in 8 feet or less water, can be dynamite places because they've got a lot of timber grown up on them, and a lot of times that's the only cover there is in the area. Yeah. Especially now that the moss is all gone.
Yeah. So is there any in this area, this Oil Bay back up in here? Is it all back up in the inaccessible areas?
Oil Bay has got quite a bit of grass back in it.
Okay.
Again, you got to be back to where the water's 6 feet or less.
Yeah. Now we say grass, it's not hydrilla.
Well, that's a combination of grass.
A little bit of both.
Milfoil, yeah, just a little of everything.
Some of these old pictures in here is pretty cool that David took of that area right there, you know, with the old slush pit and all that, you know, and that particular picture there. Now he fished that point, you know, he liked that main point back up in there, you know, where
there where the sour gas well is.
Yeah, back over there,
Yeah.
well, that point right there in particular,
Right.
I'm
I'm
And-
just watching that.
and he did like that. Now, you've seen those willow trees along that creek channel, hadn't
Used to be willow trees,
you?
yeah.
Used to be, yeah. They're
Yeah.
probably not there anymore,
No,
right?
there's
They're gone.
very little that's there anymore. That point there where the sour gas well was, is just well on the map to your right where it is.
Oh, yeah, right there.
There's the old county road that comes off there that intersects the highway.
Yeah.
Oh, 4 or 5 years ago, the lake was down and the lily pads had grown up out to that intersection. And I discovered you could sit out there actually the boat was in 10 feet of water and throw back up in those lily pads and work a brush hog or a fluke or something on some Carolina rig back out through there. And the guy I had with me kept track of it, and I think he says we caught 35 slot fish.
Wow.
That day. I know the same year my son-in-law came up from Houston and we fished there during the Skeeter tournament and probably caught that many big slot fish, but couldn't catch anything over, couldn't catch anything under. They were just all 22, 23-inch fish.
Huh.
But
What time of year was that?
it's late spring.
Late spring.
Post spawners, yeah.
So anyway, you're going to come up in here for that day. You're going to stay up there both days, or
Go up in there and probably stay 3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours?
Yeah.
Then what?
Loop around, go into Coffee Creek, check it out. It
Okay.
has been so muddy since all the heavy rain we had back in November.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just unbelievably muddy. And see if it's settled out any, because it's an excellent place to fish this time of year.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of grass in there.
You talking about on past the bridge?
Yeah,
Then?
yeah, back inside the bridge. Yeah. Yeah, it was the last time I was up there. When you came under the bridge, the water was gin clear, and then once you got 50 feet inside the cove, and
Mhm.
just no visibility, 2 inches, looked like liquid clay. And see, when you get back to that point, about the only thing you can fish there is the creek channel where it goes around that corner,
Yeah.
because it's 2 feet deep out of the bank.
I don't know that I've been up in there. And I've been all over this lake, and I've been as far west, past the bridge.
Right.
You ever go back in south of
I
there?
have been back as far as the Highway 19 bridge. I haven't been any further.
There's a hidden little lake back in there where people duck hunt back in there. I've been up in that thing before.
Well,
But
the first time I came down Highway 19 after the lake was built, I could not believe that the lake went that far,
oh yeah,
came that far up there.
well it does. Yeah, it
Yeah.
gets back in there. So Stafford, his big fish, now as near as I can tell, his big fish. Let's see if I can pull it up.
Oh, really?
I think so. You ever seen that
Oh,
picture
yeah,
of that fish?
yeah.
You have, haven't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
That, and I think it was around January, February, somewhere
Yeah,
along in there,
wouldn't
as I
have been
remember.
surprised.
It's a rogue and rattle trap in January and February.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you really look at the temperatures and the wind patterns and all that kind of stuff? Do you ever kind of look at the barometer and?
The conditions are what they are.
Right,
You have to
yeah.
live with them. The wind patterns, I like windy. I like there to be some wind. I don't like 30-mile-an-hour winds, but
Neither do crappie fishermen.
I do like for it to be to have a chop.
Me and Jack tried tying up that 154 bridge right there by the Minnebucket. Lord, we made several passes trying to catch that bridge, and that it was rocking.
Yeah.
But what you got now? I pulled up the weather thing here, and actually, it had at one time Thursday, for your tournament day, 40% chance of rain. But then it's dropped off of that to 0% now.
Yeah, it's moved it later in the day, I think.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So what do you get your information on? You just go Weather Channel or
Bug.
Weather Bug?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to get an idea of what it may be.
Yeah. So you had like today it's out of southwest about 13 miles an hour, and then Tuesday it starts coming out of the northwest and then northeast, and
Supposed to
then
be a front blowing through tomorrow, which I think it's a Pacific front, so.
Yeah.
And again, the fronts, you're gonna be fishing, so don't
Right.
worry about it, go out there and fish. The big fish don't seem to be as bothered by the fronts as the small ones. That's always been my experience.
Well, then it comes out of the east on that Thursday.
Yeah.
A little bit out there. I mean, it's only about,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a lot of wind.
Yeah, east that's the most common wind pattern this time of year, I guess, is the southeast, east, southeast. Just get out there and keep chunking.
Yeah.
And if it's blowing real hard, I've got talons on my boat, and I'll get to the area that I want to be, and I'll put the talons down, I'll sit there and I'll fish it
Yeah.
thoroughly, and then I'll pull them up and drift a little ways and put them down and just work my way across.
Well, being up in that shallow water like where you're gonna be, up there, it's, you got a little bit warmer water, I would think.
Well, it warms up quicker. It's normally first thing in the morning. The shallow water usually be a little cooler because it cools off quicker at night.
Well, that's true, yeah.
It warms up quicker during the day, but it cools off quicker at night. But again, I've convinced myself that they're right, that the fish don't know what the temperature is. They live in it, and they're cold too. So
Sure, yeah.
I know I remember back when I first started throwing a rattle trap 20 years ago, whenever it was, a long time ago. I had been a believer of throw a jig.
Right.
Throw a jig all day and hope for one bite. And Lord, I found out that you could throw a rattle trap on a 7-3-to-1 retrieve reel and wind it as fast as you could crank it. Hit it like a truck going away. They didn't care.
Huh.
It was an enlightenment.
Right.
And that's what people still, when you say caught on a rattle trap, they say, what? Are you just dragging it on the bottom? No, throwing it out there and ripping it back.
Yeah.
You're supposed to throw a jig. Well, a lot of people believe that. You go right ahead and believe it. I'll throw the rattle trap.